Neighbors here at this Midtown Atlanta apartment complex remain fearful knowing 24-year-old Allahnia Lenoir was socializing with friends on July 30th. She went into one of the units but never came out.
I live very close in that area, so I'm scared.
It's been nearly 2 months since she was last seen. Atlanta police tell me this remains a missing persons case, and they are actively looking for potential suspects.
I just moved here, and honestly, I don't feel safe.
It's been a long 2 months for so many folks desperate for answers and desperate to find Lenoir.
I walk a lot, and I'm like literally looking in bushes.
At this point, I thought something would have been done.
We're here today standing together in solidarity, demanding the safe return of our daughter, Allahnia.
With her pictures in hand, the friends and family of 24-year-old Allahnia Lenoir pleaded for help on Sunday, just more than a week since Allahnia disappeared.
And Allahnia, if you can hear me, your mother and your father, we love you very much, and we will not stop looking for you until you're found.
Baby girl, it's mommy. I love you. I don't care what this is about. All I care is that my daughter comes home.
Alani's mother and father spoke out at the site where they say their daughter was last seen. This apartment complex at 1660 Peachtree Street Northeast in Midtown Atlanta. Her parents believe someone kidnapped her.
This is not her behavior. She would not leave, for no reason. There's no reason. So that's why we know she had to have been taken.
Baby girl, we're being strong. And you came from strength. This is not the end of your story. This is only the beginning. Please fight. Keep fighting. And we're going to all keep praying for you to have strength to come home.
24-year-old Allahnia Lenoir was last seen on July 30th at a Midtown apartment complex at 1600 Peachtree Street with a female friend. Her family said she was supposed to be visiting friends, 2 males, at the apartment complex, but has not been seen or heard from since. For almost 2 months, they have handed out flyers hoping anyone would have information. Police officially released their missing person advisory on August 1st. Meanwhile, a private investigator was hired by the family to help with the search. After a 2-month search, Atlanta police officially provided an update on the case on September 20th.
Police say Deontay Reynolds is already behind bars at the Fulton County Jail tonight, but they're still looking for that guy right there on your screen, Stephen Abote. He's believed that he is still in the area right now.
Police told us just about an hour ago they do believe she is dead and that the 2 men dumped her body, but they haven't been able to find her just yet. So Deontay Reynolds, he was arrested in Conyers. Police say he is not being cooperative right now, asking for a lawyer and not giving them many details. They're still looking for Stephen Abote, hoping he will be able to tell them where the body of Allahnia is located.
We do believe he may still be in the metro area. And certainly anytime we advertise an individual's face and let them know that they are wanted, we know that it increases the likelihood of that person trying to flee. But we also know that we are stronger when we work together with the community. And we are confident that tips will come in. Now,
Allahnia went to an apartment complex off of Peachtree Street on July 31st. Police told us that they believe she never left. They believe they have evidence showing that she died inside the apartment and her body was taken somewhere else. I did ask police if they had any indication on how she died or what a motive might have been for these 2 suspects to have killed her. Right now, they're not releasing that information. They did tell me that Allahnia did have brief interactions with the men before the night that she was last seen.
Deontay Reynolds is charged with murder, concealing death of another, financial identity fraud, forgery in the first degree, tampering with evidence, and possession of controlled substance in Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute. Upon apprehension, Stephen Abote will also be charged with felony murder and concealment of a death. In a press conference on Tuesday afternoon, members of the Atlanta Police Department announced new details regarding Alania's disappearance. Officers say the missing persons case is now a homicide. Despite extreme efforts, including searches with canines, detectives, and entire police recruit classes, investigators have not yet found her body. According to investigators, there's no threat to the public.
We conducted numerous manual searches at areas where technological evidence suggested that Allahnia may be located without success. We utilized the assistance of cadaver dogs, homicide detectives, and entire police recruit classes. At this point, we have developed enough evidence to suggest that Allahnia was murdered and that her body was disposed of. We have secured Fulton County arrest warrants for 2 individuals. One of those individuals is currently in custody at the Fulton County Jail, 29-year-old Deontay Reynolds. The second subject we are going to ask for the help of the media and the general public to locate. He is 29-year-old Stephen Abate. We do believe that Stephen is located somewhere in the metro Atlanta area, and so we would again ask that if anybody has information on his whereabouts or any information regarding this investigation, that they would please contact the Atlanta Police Department or Crime Stoppers and provide us with that information. So keeping in mind that this still is a very open, active investigation, our ultimate goal is to locate the body of Allahnia and be able to provide closure for this grieving family. But we will take some questions that we are able to answer at this point.
Were there any leads or tips that led you to that? I know you said it was like technology, but were there any leads or tips that led you to that location as far as where you believe she was killed?
So that's the great job that our missing persons unit did right off the bat. And again, every missing persons case that we get, we investigate aggressively. We take each one of these cases seriously, and we're able to utilize anything at all at our disposal to locate this individual. So in this case, it was an exigent request for a phone company to get a last known location. And that's what led us initially to that apartment complex.
Did Allahnia know the 2 gentlemen prior to that night?
So we do believe that they did have a brief acquaintanceship or relationship. They were not complete strangers at the point of that night inside of the apartment.
Did Reynolds turn himself in, or was that a...
He was apprehended in Conyers, Georgia, and then transported to the Fulton County Jail.
Are there going to be any charges potentially for the 3rd person who was there with them that night? The woman? She was with a friend.
So no, at this point, we are still exploring everything. The evidence we have at this point does not suggest that that individual was culpable in the disappearance or death of Allahnia.
Understandably devastated, Allahnia's family issued a statement regarding APD's update on the case, saying, "We knew that this was going to be a race against time, but until her body is recovered, we remain hopeful. We know that the tips from the public and all the media attention has helped to get us this far in finding my daughter. We are asking for you to please contact APD or Crime Stoppers if you have any information on the whereabouts of the second suspect in the case, Stephen Abate."
The family thought that this might have been a case of sex trafficking. Do you know what the motive might have been for the murder?
So no, obviously we investigate every single aspect of every case that may lead us to justice for a family, but no, that is completely irrelevant to our investigation. And as I said, we are still trying to determine motives, and we are hoping that when we make this second apprehension, we're able to interview this individual in hopes that he will be cooperative to provide some of these answers and some of this closure to this family.
All right, one more question. Is the first suspect, has he said anything? Is he cooperating with you all at this time?
So at this point, no, they have not been cooperative. They have requested counsel and have not cooperated further in this investigation. We do believe that they know the whereabouts of Allahnia, and so that is one of our hopes, that during this second apprehension that we will get that information and be able to bring her home to her family.